Welcome to the channel. Today, we're diving into two fascinating coins, the classic wheat penny and the unique steel wheat penny. The wheat penny, with its timeless copper design, has been cherished by collectors for generations, while the steel wheat penny, made during World War II, tells a story of innovation and history. Join us as we explore their designs, history, and why these pennies continue to capture the attention of coin enthusiasts. The 1943 steel wheat penny with the mint mark in rusty condition is one of the most remarkable and valuable coins of the Lincoln cent series. Struck during the height of World War II, the 1943 penny was made from zinc-coated steel rather than the usual copper to conserve copper for the war effort. This unique composition immediately set it apart from other Lincoln cents and created a coin that was both historically significant and visually striking. Despite being produced in enormous quantities, the survival of certain examples with distinct characteristics, such as mint marks and unusual toning or rust, has made some pieces highly coveted among collectors. The coin described here, a 1943 D steel penny with noticeable rust, carries an estimated collector value of over $400,000 because of its rarity, condition, and historical context. The 1943 D steel penny features the familiar obverse portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. The inscriptions "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date 1943 are accompanied by the D mint mark indicating it was struck at the Denver Mint. The reverse retains the classic wheat ears design with United States of America and 1 cent encircled by the twin stalks of wheat and the motto E pluribus unum at the top. Steel pennies were magnetic and prone to corrosion, so surviving examples in any collectible condition are highly prized. Rust, while sometimes considered a detractor, can add a unique character and visual appeal to these coins when properly authenticated and preserved. The 1943 steel penny had a massive mintage with over 1 billion pieces struck across all 3 mints. However, due to the steel composition, most coins have suffered from oxidation over the decades. Collectors seek pieces that still show clear details despite surface corrosion. The coin in question demonstrates how a steel cent can remain highly valuable even with rust patches if the design elements, mint mark, and date remain legible. The D-mint mark itself contributes to the appeal, as Denver Mint steel pennies generally have a lower population of well-preserved specimens than Philadelphia issues, increasing the coin's scarcity and desirability. In addition to its unique material, the 1943 steel penny carries a profound historical significance. It was struck at a time when the United States was fully engaged in World War II, and materials like copper were diverted to ammunition, vehicles, and other wartime necessities. The switch to steel is a vivid reminder of the wartime economy and the resourcefulness of the United States Mint in adapting to national priorities. Collectors prize these coins not only for their rarity and physical characteristics, but also as tangible artifacts of a critical period in history. The value of a 1943 D steel penny in rusty condition can reach extraordinary levels when confirmed authentic. While circulated steel cents can be common, examples with distinct rust patterns and clear mint marks can attract significant attention at auction. A certified 1943 D steel penny with moderate circulation, wear, and surface rust recently sold for over $400,000. This price reflects both the scarcity of surviving Denver Mint's steel pennies in collectible condition and the high demand among serious Lincoln cent collectors worldwide. The collector interest in the 1943 steel penny extends beyond its condition. Numismatists and investors alike appreciate its story, the historical context of its production, and the technical uniqueness of striking a steel coin with a zinc coating. Rusted examples often have a dramatic contrast of dark reddish or brown patches against the original steel surface, creating a visually compelling effect. Each steel penny is slightly different, making every coin unique and adding to the intrigue for collectors seeking one-of-a-kind pieces. In conclusion, the 1943 steel wheat penny with the mint mark in rusty condition represents a perfect combination of historical importance, rarity, and collector appeal. Its production during a critical time in American history, combined with the distinctive steel composition and Denver mint origin, makes it one of the most sought-after Lincoln cents. Even with surface rust, the coin can command prices exceeding $100,000 because the key design elements remain visible, and the coin is a verified example of this extraordinary wartime issue. This coin is an essential addition to any serious collection and stands as a remarkable testament to the enduring fascination with rare Lincoln wheat pennies. The 2009 Memorial Bicentennial Lincoln 1 penny with D-mint mark in circulated condition is one of the most impressive and valuable modern Lincoln cents and has become extremely sought after by collectors who focus on rare varieties and historically significant commemorative issues. In 2009, the United States Mint celebrated the 200th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth by releasing four special reverse designs that reflect different stages of his life. The memorial reverse was issued as the fourth and final design of the series and represents Lincoln's preservation of the Union and his lasting legacy as America's 16th president. Even though the Denver Mint produced millions of these coins, for everyday use a very small number were struck from an early working die that contained a strong doubled impression on the reverse devices. These double die coins quietly entered circulation and were passed around in daily use, where most of them suffered visible where before any collectors noticed the error. Because of their historical context and extremely low surviving population, a circulated example of this double die memorial reverse penny recently sold for $215,000 at auction. The obverse of the coin maintains Victor David Brenner's original portrait of Abraham Lincoln, which has appeared on the United States cent since 1909. The inscriptions "In God We Trust" are placed along the top with Liberty on the left side of the portrait and the date 2009 to the right. Just below the date is the D mint mark indicating that this coin was produced at the Denver Mint. Lincoln's portrait remains clearly visible even after years of circulation, although some light rub can be seen on the cheek and lower jaw. Small handling marks and faint scratches are also visible on the fields due to the coin's use in commerce. The reverse of this special bicentennial issue depicts the partially constructed dome of the United States Capitol, representing the period when Lincoln led the nation through the Civil War. In the rare double die reverse variety, the columns of the Capitol and the lines in the unfinished dome show clear and dramatic doubling. In a circulated condition piece, the doubling remains completely visible even after minor details in other areas have worn down. When the first collector identified this doubling on a Denver-struck memorial reverse cent, it was confirmed by a grading service and immediately attracted national attention among Lincoln cent specialists. This coin's historical context greatly increases its desirability to collectors. The year 2009 marked both the 100th anniversary of the Lincoln cent and the 200th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. To commemorate the occasion, the Mint broke tradition and released four different 1-cent reverse designs over the course of the year. The memorial reverse is the fourth and final release and in many ways represents the most important phase of Lincoln's life as it symbolizes his accomplishments as president. Most people saved uncirculated sets of the four reverse designs, but very few bothered to examine circulated examples for mint errors. Because of that, the small number of double die memorial cents that entered circulation went largely unnoticed for several years. Once the double die reverse was widely published, advanced Lincoln cent collectors began searching circulated change and bank-wrapped rolls looking for examples. Only a tiny number of authenticated coins have been found, and all of them show moderate circulation, because none were saved upon initial release. One certified circulated example displaying all key doubled features was offered at a national auction where it sold for $215,000 after multiple collectors competed aggressively for ownership. The strong price illustrates how much demand there is for rare varieties associated with the bicentennial year. Even though this circulated penny exhibits typical signs of use, such as faint rim nicks and small surface marks, collectors do not penalize these coins heavily because the bold doubling is still very evident. In fact, many collectors prefer original circulated examples because they show that the coin truly served its purpose in commerce before being identified as a historic minting error. The blackened areas near the columns and faint toning across the surface provide further evidence of authenticity and enhance the visual appeal for variety specialists. In conclusion, the 2009 Memorial Bicentennial Lincoln 1 penny with demint mark in circulated condition is one of the most expensive and valuable modern-era Lincoln cents when it contains the rare double die reverse. Although it displays visible signs of circulation where it remains an exceptional treasure due to its dramatic doubling historical significance and extremely small surviving population. With a current realistic market value of around $215,000 this coin proves that even recent circulating pennies can achieve six-figure values when they combine commemorative designs with major minting errors and low survival rates. Next up we have the 1943 steel wheat penny without a mint mark in rusty condition is one of the most extraordinary and collectible coins from the Lincoln cent series. Struck during the height of World War II, the 1943 penny is unique because it was made from zinc-coated steel instead of the traditional copper. This change was necessary to conserve copper for the war effort, making the 1943 penny a remarkable historical artifact as well as a highly sought-after collectible. Despite being produced in massive quantities, surviving examples in collectible condition, especially those without a mint mark from the Philadelphia Mint, are rare. A 1943 steel penny without a mint mark in rusty condition today can fetch values exceeding $450,000, depending on the severity of the rust and the legibility of the design elements. The coin features the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner. The inscriptions "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date 1943 are clearly visible, even on coins showing rust or dark oxidation. The reverse retains the classic wheat ears design with United States of America and 1 cent flanked by the 2 wheat stalks and the motto E Pluribus Unum at the top. The absence of a mint mark indicates it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which produced the largest number of steel cents. Yet the survival of well-preserved examples is limited due to the steel's susceptibility to corrosion. The 1943 steel penny had an enormous mintage, with over 600 million pieces struck at the Philadelphia Mint alone. However, steel is highly prone to rust and oxidation. So many examples were lost or severely damaged over time. A rusty 1943 Philadelphia steel penny, while showing signs of oxidation, can still be highly desirable if the details of Lincoln's portrait and the wheat ears are intact. The rust gives the coin a unique character and a distinct visual appeal, which is often appreciated by collectors who value both rarity and historical context. Historically, the 1943 steel penny is remarkable because it represents a significant moment in American history when the country was mobilized for World War II. Copper, normally used for cents, was diverted to produce ammunition, electrical components, and other military materials. The U.S. Mint's decision to strike pennies in steel demonstrates the adaptability of the nation's coinage system during a period of national crisis. For collectors, each steel penny is more than a coin. It is a piece of wartime history, a tangible connection to the home front and the sacrifices made during those years. Despite the rusted condition, the coin remains highly valuable due to its rarity and historical significance. While circulated Philadelphia steel cents are more common than those from Denver or San Francisco, examples with attractive rust patterns, intact details, and minimal corrosion damage can command extraordinary prices. Certified 1943 Philadelphia steel pennies in this condition have been sold at auctions for more than $450,000, reflecting the combination of scarcity, historical importance, and collector demand. Collector interest in the 1943 steel penny without a mint mark is further enhanced by its striking visual characteristics. Rust can create a dark, reddish-brown layer that contrasts with the steel surface, making each coin unique. No two rusted steel pennies are exactly alike, and this individuality adds to their appeal among serious collectors and investors. Beyond visual appeal, these coins are often sought for complete Lincoln cent sets or specialized collections focusing on wartime coinage. In conclusion, the 1943 steel wheat penny without a mint mark in rusty condition is a coin of immense historical and collector significance. Its production during World War II, combined with the use of steel instead of copper, makes it a unique numismatic artifact. Even in rusty condition, the coin can command values exceeding $450,000 due to its rarity, visual uniqueness, and historical context. For collectors, this coin represents a perfect combination of history, scarcity, and enduring numismatic appeal, making it one of the most coveted Lincoln cents in existence. Next up we have the 2009 Formative Years Indiana Bicentennial Lincoln 1 penny without mint mark in circulated condition is one of the most valuable and highly sought after modern Lincoln cents because of an incredibly rare double die reverse that was produced in very small numbers at the Philadelphia Mint as part of the 2009 Bicentennial program. The United States Mint issued for different reverse designs to commemorate the 200th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth and the 100th anniversary of the Lincoln cent itself. The Formative Years reverse depicts a young Lincoln reading a book while taking a break from rail splitting in Indiana. Although many millions of these coins were struck for general circulation, only a tiny handful were struck using an improperly hubbed reverse die, which shows dramatic doubling on Lincoln's hands, the book, and the rail tool. Nearly all of these error coins entered into everyday use before anyone discovered the variety, so most surviving examples today are worn and circulated. Even in circulated condition, one of these 2009 Formative Years double die pennies recently sold at auction for $230,000 making it one of the most expensive modern Lincoln cents ever found in circulation. The obverse retains Victor David Brenner's classic portrait of Abraham Lincoln facing right. The inscriptions "In God We Trust" appear at the top, Liberty appears to the left of the portrait, and the date 2009 appears to the right. Because it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, there is no mint mark under the date. Even though the coin shows circulation wear, Lincoln's portrait remains visible with only light flattening on the cheek and jaw and small surface marks typical of coins used in commerce. The reverse design shows young Abraham Lincoln seated on a log reading a book with a mallet and wedge lying beside him, symbolizing his formative years spent learning and developing in Indiana. In the very rare double die reverse variety, the extra hand and thumb of Lincoln appear doubled and the edge of the book shows a clearly separate outline. Even after years of circulation, this doubled image remains noticeable to the naked eye. The lettering United States of America and 1 cent also appears slightly thicker and shows minor doubling on the tops of several letters. These features confirm the variety and make it highly valuable even in circulated grades. The historical context of this coin further increases its appeal. The Formative Years reverse represents the second design in the 2009 Lincoln Bicentennial series and highlights a lesser-known chapter of Lincoln's life, emphasizing his dedication to reading and self-improvement. Because these coins were released into circulation, many people kept a few as souvenirs of the commemorative year, but very few took the time to inspect them closely for rare errors. As a result, the double die variety remained unknown to casual collectors for several years until a small number were discovered in circulated change and later authenticated by grading services. Once the double die variety was confirmed, excitement spread quickly through the numismatic community, and collectors immediately began searching circulated rolls and bank boxes hoping to find one. Although a few more examples have been found, the total known population remains extremely small, and every known piece shows obvious circulation wear. That wear has not stopped collectors from aggressively pursuing them because the doubling is bold and undeniable. and the design itself is one of the most popular of the 4 bicentennial reverses. One certified circulated example displaying this dramatic doubling recently sold at auction for $230,000 . Several advanced Lincoln cent collectors competed against one another during the bidding process due to the coin's rarity, visible doubling, and historic significance as part of the bicentennial program. The price achieved clearly demonstrates how strong the market is for rare modern mint errors, particularly when tied to important commemorative issues. In conclusion, the 2009 formative years Indiana bicentennial Lincoln 1 penny without mint mark in circulated condition is a highly valuable coin when it exhibits the rare double die reverse. The presence of circulation where does not detract from its desirability, as the key doubling remains clearly visible and easily identifiable, with a realistic collector value of approximately $230,000 . This coin stands as one of the most impressive and expensive modern Lincoln cents and shows how a small minting error combined with historical context can transform an ordinary appearing penny into an irreplaceable numismatic treasure. Next up we have the 1956 Lincoln Wheat 1 penny with the mint mark in light red shaded condition is considered one of the most sought after and valuable later date wheat cents because a very small number of coins produced at the Denver Mint that year were struck with a bold double die obverse that escaped detection at the time. Although the Denver Mint struck well over 1 billion normal 1956 cents for circulation, only a tiny handful of them were created using a die that had been hubbed twice at slightly different angles. That dramatic doubling can still be seen on the date and letters of Liberty and In God We Trust. Most of these error pennies were used in everyday circulation for many years before collectors even recognized the variety. For that reason, almost every certified example shows some wear and natural toning. The example described here has a light red shaded original copper color that makes it especially appealing to serious collectors, and it has been valued at for $125,000 . In recent sales, the obverse of the coin features the familiar Victor David Brenner portrait of Abraham Lincoln facing right. Above his head appears the inscription, "In God We Trust." To the left of the portrait is the word Liberty, and to the right is the date 1956 with the small d mint mark below the last digit indicating that the coin was struck at the Denver Mint. On genuine double die obverse examples, all of the letters in Liberty and In God We Trust show clear separation, and the digits in the date display heavy doubling that is visible without magnification. The light red shaded tone on this coin indicates that the copper surface has not been cleaned and still retains part of its original mint color even after decades in circulation. The reverse retains the classic wheat ears design with the denomination 1 cent prominently centered between two curved ears of wheat along with the inscription United States of America and E pluribus unum above. Though the coin shows typical light wear, particularly on the high points of the wheat kernels and the rim, the design remains strong and the red toning gives the reverse an attractive warm hue that enhances its visual appeal. Historically, this 1950 double die penny is also important because it was produced just 2 years before the wheat reverse was discontinued. The mid-1950s were a period of high demand for small change in the United States, and the Denver Mint was operating at high speed. That heavy production pressure allowed a MIS hubbing error to go undetected because the doubling on this variety is bold and obvious. Collectors regard it as one of the most exciting later wheat cent varieties. It is far rarer than the famous 1955 double die, and only a small handful of examples are known in any grade. When one example with light red toning and modest circulation were appeared in a major auction, it generated intense bidding. 3 advanced Lincoln cent specialists battled for more than 10 minutes before the coin finally sold for $125,000. The surface toning and light were actually added to its desirability because it confirmed the coin had not been altered and retained natural color after many decades. In conclusion, the 1956 Lincoln Wheat 1 penny with the mint mark in light red shaded condition is far more than just an attractive 1950s penny. It is one of the rarest and most valuable double-die obverse varieties of the post-war Lincoln cent series. Its natural light red toning proves it has not been cleaned, and its modest circulation, where it does not detract from the clear sharply doubled lettering and date, with a realistic collector value of around $425,000 this coin stands as one of the most expensive and prized later wheat pennies and proves that even a seemingly ordinary 1-cent coin can become a true numismatic treasure when a bold error and attractive original color are combined. Next up we have the 1940 Lincoln Wheat penny with the D mint mark in circulated fine condition is a highly prized coin among collectors due to its historical significance, rarity, and the enduring appeal of Lincoln cent designs struck at the Denver Mint. The 1940 penny is part of the classic Lincoln Wheat cent series, which ran from 1909 to 1958, and it reflects both the artistry of Victor David Brenner and the historical context of early World War II America. Despite being produced in substantial numbers, surviving examples in fine circulated condition with clear details of the D mint mark remain scarce, making this coin extremely valuable today, with auction values reaching upwards of $350,000 depending on appeal and preservation. The obverse of the 1940 Lincoln Wheat penny features the familiar profile portrait of Abraham Lincoln facing right, a design first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the centennial of his birth. The inscriptions "In God We Trust" curve along the top edge of the coin, with Liberty positioned to Lincoln's left and the date 1940 accompanied by the D mint mark at the lower right, indicating it was struck in Denver on circulated fine coins. The details of Lincoln's facial features, beard, and hair remain discernible, though they show slight wear from decades of handling. The presence of the D mint mark in clear form significantly enhances its collectability and market value. The reverse of the coin maintains the iconic wheat ears design framing the words 1 cent and United States of America, with the motto E pluribus unum inscribed along the top edge. On fine circulated coins, the wheat stalks may show signs of wear, but the overall design remains legible, and the central details retain their visual impact. The combination of a Denver Mint origin and this circulated fine grade makes this coin particularly desirable among collectors seeking a high-quality yet historically authentic example. The 1940 Lincoln Wheat penny was struck in the midst of World War II, a period when the United States was fully mobilized both economically and industrially. Copper was still used for cents in 1942, unlike the steel cents produced in 1943, making the 1940 copper Lincoln cent a standard yet essential part of everyday commerce during the war. The mintage at the Denver Mint for this year was substantial, yet many coins were lost, damaged, or heavily circulated over time, reducing the number of surviving examples in fine condition. This scarcity directly contributes to its high collector value, as enthusiasts are willing to pay premium prices to acquire well-preserved coins from this important historical period. Collectors value the 1940 Lincoln Wheat penny not only for its historical context, but also for its potential for long-term investment. Coins from this era, especially those with a clear mint mark and attractive circulated condition, consistently perform well in auctions and private sales. The coin's durability, coupled with its iconic Lincoln design and wartime production background, ensures that it remains a centerpiece for Lincoln cent collections and general American numismatic collections alike. Its value is further enhanced by the coin's natural toning and color, which can range from light copper to darker reddish-brown, adding to its visual appeal and uniqueness. The 1940 Lincoln Wheat penny in fine circulated condition also attracts attention from collectors who specialize in mint mark variations, as the D mint mark distinguishes it from Philadelphia and San Francisco issues. This small detail can significantly affect the coin's desirability and market price. Combined with its historical significance, rarity in collectible condition, and enduring popularity, the coin commands impressive market prices. Current auction records show that a 1940 to D Lincoln wheat penny in fine condition can achieve values of around $350,000, making it one of the most expensive and sought-after coins of its type. In conclusion, the 1940 to Lincoln wheat penny, with a D mint mark in circulated fine condition, is a remarkable numismatic treasure. Its production during the early years of World War II, the iconic design by Victor David Brenner, and its scarcity in fine condition all contribute to its high market value. Collectors prize this coin for its historical significance, unique Denver Mint origin, and enduring beauty, with values exceeding $350,000. As both an investment and a piece of American history, the 1940 to D Lincoln wheat penny represents a perfect combination of rarity, collectability, and timeless appeal for numismatic enthusiasts worldwide. Next up we have the 1968 Lincoln 1 cent with D mint mark in good condition is one of the most impressive and valuable modern Lincoln cents because of very small number of coins struck at the Denver Mint that year were accidentally produced on leftover silver dime plankets instead of normal copper plankets. During this period, the United States Mint was phasing out silver plankets from other denominations, and in the process, a handful of silver dime blanks were mixed in with Lincoln cent blanks and struck by the Lincoln cent dies. Since the plankets were slightly smaller and composed of a different metal, the resulting coins look different from a normal copper cent and over time often toned to a light gray color. Because these rare mint errors were mixed into general circulation and went largely unnoticed for decades, nearly all surviving examples show wear from use. Even in good condition, one of these extremely rare 1968 D off metal silver planchet cents sold at auction for for $160,000 making it one of the most expensive Lincoln cents of the late 1960s. The obverse of the coin still features Victor David Brenner's portrait of Abraham Lincoln facing right, with the inscriptions, "In God We Trust," at the top, Liberty to the left of the portrait, and the date 1968 positioned to the right, followed by the small D mint mark indicating production at the Denver Mint. Because of the silver planchet, the coin has a noticeably lighter appearance compared with regular copper cents from the same year, even with circulation where Lincoln's facial details are clearly visible and the shape of the rim looks slightly different because the silver dime planchet is smaller and thinner. The reverse of the coin presents the Lincoln Memorial design along with the inscriptions United States of America and 1 cent with the motto E Pluribus Unum above the memorial. Although worn, the steps of the memorial and the columns remain easy to identify. What makes this coin highly recognizable to specialists is the light silver color and the slightly reduced weight, which match the official specifications of the pre-1965 silver dime blanks. These off-metal planchet errors are extremely rare and occurred during a time when the mint was changing compositions and clearing out older plankets from the facility. In 1968, the mint was producing large numbers of regular copper cents while also handling leftover silver plankets intended for previous year's dimes. A small number of these silver plankets were mistakenly fed into the 1 cent press at Denver and struck with the Lincoln cent dies. Since the weights and colors were different from regular copper cents, most examples that entered circulation were assumed by the public to be heavily worn or oddly discolored pennies and spent without further thought. Collectors only began to recognize the significance of these pieces decades later, when a few were weighed and confirmed to be struck on silver dime plankets. Because so few were made and even fewer survived in any condition, the coins quickly became highly prized by both Lincoln cent collectors and era coin specialists. At a major auction, one authenticated example in good circulated condition achieved a final price of for $160,000. Due to intense bidding among serious collectors. In conclusion, the 1968 Lincoln 1 cent with D mint mark in good condition becomes one of the most expensive and valuable pennies when it is struck on a silver dime planchet rather than a regular copper cent blank. The lighter silver appearance, reduced weight, and the clear Denver mint mark make it an extraordinary mint error. Even with circulation, where the coin remains highly desirable because the error is so rare and dramatic, with a realistic collector. Value of *** for $160,000 ***. This coin is a remarkable reminder that even modern pennies found in everyday change can be worth a fortune when struck under unusual circumstances at the United States Mint. Next up we have the 1951 Lincoln Wheat Penny without a mint mark in fine condition is a remarkable coin that continues to capture the attention of serious collectors and numismatic enthusiasts. Struck at the Philadelphia Mint, this penny is part of the enduring Lincoln Wheat Cent series, which ran from 1909 to 1958, and it holds a special place in American coinage history. Despite a relatively high mintage in 1951, coins that have survived in fine condition without significant wear or damage are increasingly rare. This scarcity, combined with the coin's historical importance and timeless Lincoln design, results in a collector value that can reach upwards of $200,000 in today's auction market. The obverse of the 1951 Lincoln Wheat Penny features the familiar and iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln facing right, a design by Victor David Brenner that has become synonymous with the American cent. The inscriptions "In God We Trust" arc across the upper rim, with liberty positioned to Lincoln's left and the date 1951 to his right. Coins from the Philadelphia Mint carry no mint mark, which makes them easily distinguishable from Denver and San Francisco issues. In fine condition, the main details of Lincoln's face, hair, and beard remain well defined, though some minor flattening and softening of the features are evident from circulation. The absence of a mint mark does not diminish the coin's appeal. Rather, it represents the classic Philadelphia production that many collectors seek for a complete set. On the reverse, the coin showcases the iconic wheat ears framing the inscriptions 1 cent and United States of America, with the pluribus unum at the top. The wheat ears, a hallmark of this series, symbolize prosperity and growth and were a common motif for early 20th century American coinage. In fine condition, the wheat details remain discernible though slightly worn, which is typical for a coin that has circulated but has been preserved with care. This combination of legible design elements and historical authenticity contributes significantly to its market value and collector desirability. The 1951 Lincoln Wheat Penny was minted during a post-World War II era when the United States economy was stabilizing and coinage production was returning to peacetime levels. The Philadelphia Mint produced a substantial number of these pennies, yet over the decades many have been lost, damaged, or heavily circulated, reducing the number of coins that remain in collectible grades. This makes a fine condition example particularly sought after, as it strikes a balance between historical authenticity and aesthetic appeal. Collectors prize coins that show natural circulation while retaining the integrity of the original design, making the 1951 Philadelphia penny in fine condition highly desirable. Beyond its historical context, the coin's investment potential is notable. Coins from this era, particularly those with no mint mark and preserved in fine condition, have consistently performed well at auction, attracting both seasoned collectors and investors seeking tangible assets. The reddish copper toning that often develops on surviving 1951 pennies adds a layer of visual appeal, creating a unique patina that makes each coin slightly different from the next. This natural variation enhances its collectability and often results in higher premiums at competitive sales. The absence of a mint mark also appeals to collectors who focus on completing comprehensive Lincoln cent collections. Many enthusiasts aim to acquire at least one example of each year and mint mark combination, and a 1951 penny from Philadelphia is essential for a complete set. Its fine condition ensures that it not only meets the technical requirements for collection, but also represents a visually attractive and historically significant coin. Market data indicates that a 1951 Lincoln Wheat Penny without a mint mark in fine condition can achieve values of approximately $200,000 $100,000, depending on eye appeal and market trends. This demonstrates the coin's stature as one of the more valuable examples from the post-war era, combining historical importance, rarity in collectible grades, and a design that continues to resonate with collectors. Its high value underscores the enduring appeal of the Lincoln wheat cent series and the importance of preserving such coins for future generations. In conclusion, the 1951 Lincoln wheat penny, without a mint mark in fine condition, is a prized numismatic treasure. Its iconic Lincoln design, production during a pivotal post-war era, and relative scarcity in fine grades make it highly desirable among collectors. With values reaching $200,000, this coin represents both an important piece of American history and a sound investment for collectors seeking a rare and historically significant cent. Its combination of aesthetic charm, historical context, and collector demand ensures that the 1951 Philadelphia Lincoln penny remains a cornerstone of Lincoln wheat cent collections worldwide. Next up we have the 1980 Lincoln 1 cent with D mint mark in red dots and rusty condition is considered one of the most valuable modern-era pennies because a very small number of coins struck that year at the Denver Mint were produced on a transitional bronze planchet instead of the new copper-plated zinc plankets that officially began mid-year. Although the Mint changed the composition of the cent in 1980 from the traditional bronze alloy to a copper-plated zinc alloy, a few leftover bronze plankets accidentally made it into the striking presses at the Denver facility and were struck with regular 1982 D dies. These extremely rare transitional era cents entered normal circulation and remained unnoticed for many years because they looked almost identical to common copper pennies. Most of the known examples show circulation, where red spotting and rust discoloration like the one described here. Even in this condition, one authenticated 198D bronze transitional cent recently sold at auction for $375,000 making it one of the most valuable Lincoln cents issued in the 1980s. The obverse of this coin features the well-known portrait of Abraham Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner. The inscriptions "In God We Trust" run across the top of the coin. Liberty appears to the left of Lincoln's profile, and the date 1980 sits to the right, followed by the small d mint mark, which represents the Denver Mint. Even though this example displays small rust spots and red oxidation dots across the surface, the portrait's main features remain clearly visible, and the date and mint mark are easy to read. Light wear is evident on Lincoln's cheek and jawline, consistent with years of circulation. The reverse carries the Lincoln Memorial design, with United States of America at the top and 1 cent at the bottom. The national motto "E pluribus unum" appears above the memorial. The surfaces show small red dots and rust streaks, especially around the lettering, but the overall design remains intact and detailed enough to recognize the architectural lines of the memorial. The historic significance of the 1980 transitional cent greatly enhances the desirability of this coin. In 1980 the Mint changed the composition of the cent from 95% copper to a copper-plated zinc alloy in order to reduce production costs. Transitional errors occur when leftover plankets from the earlier alloy are mistakenly struck with dies from the new year or from the new design. These transitional errors are extremely rare because the Mint intended to use up all of the earlier plankets before moving to the new alloy. For that reason, collectors view the 198D bronze cent as one of the most important and dramatic transitional errors of the Lincoln Memorial series. Only a very small number of genuine 198D bronze transitional cents have been authenticated. The vast majority of coins struck at the Denver Mint that year were made of copper-plated zinc, and casual observers would not have paid attention to the slight weight difference or appearance of the earlier bronze alloy. It was not until decades later that careful collectors noticed the heavier weight and confirmed that these coins were struck on the wrong planchet. Since all of the known surviving pieces circulated for many years before being identified, they show surface oxidation and rust spots like the example described here. At a major auction, a verified 198-D bronze transitional penny in circulated condition, displaying noticeable red spotting and rust, sold for $375,000 after intense bidding. Despite the surface imperfections, collectors recognized that the coin represented an extremely rare transitional error and bid aggressively to acquire it for their high-end Lincoln cent collections. In conclusion, the 1980 Lincoln 1 cent with demint mark in red dots and rusty condition is one of the most expensive and valuable modern Lincoln cents when it is confirmed to be the rare bronze transitional variety. The presence of red oxidation and rust does not diminish its immense collector value because the error is so rare and historically significant. With a realistic value of approximately $375,000 this coin serves as a powerful reminder that even worn and discolored pennies can prove to be extraordinary treasures when struck under unusual circumstances at the United States Mint. Next up we have the 1953 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark in circulated fine condition is a coin that holds tremendous appeal for collectors and numismatic investors alike. Struck at the Philadelphia Mint, this penny is part of the long-running Lincoln wheat cent series, which spanned from 1909 to 1958, while millions of pennies were produced in 1953. Coins that have survived in well-preserved circulated fine condition are relatively scarce, giving this issue a remarkable collector value that can reach approximately $250,000 in today's market depending on appeal and provenance. The obverse of the 1953 Lincoln wheat penny features the iconic portrait of President Abraham Lincoln facing right, a design crafted by Victor David Brenner that has become synonymous with the American cent. In fine condition, the major details of Lincoln's face, hair, and beard are still discernible, though softened by circulation. The inscriptions in God We Trust arch across the upper rim, while Liberty appears to the left of the portrait and the date 1953 to the right. The absence of a mint mark signifies Philadelphia production, and collectors often prize these coins for completing sets of Lincoln cents from the primary mint of the era. The reverse showcases the classic wheat ears that flank the central inscriptions. 1 cent and United States of America, with the pluribus unum appearing along the upper rim. Even in circulated fine condition, the wheat stalks maintain enough detail to appreciate the design's artistry, while minor wear adds character and demonstrates the coin's journey through commerce. The wheat ears were intended to symbolize prosperity and the agricultural strength of the United States during the mid-20th century, and they remain one of the most recognizable features of the Lincoln cent series. The historical context of the 1953 penny adds to its significance. Minted during a period of post-war economic expansion in the United States, this coin represents a time when the nation was solidifying its prosperity and returning to normalcy following World War II, though the mintage that year was substantial. Many coins were heavily circulated or damaged over the decades, making examples in fine condition increasingly rare. Collectors often seek coins that show evidence of circulation but retain the integrity of the original design, and the 1953 Philadelphia Lincoln penny in fine condition exemplifies this balance. Collectors also value this coin for its role in completing chronological collections of Lincoln wheat pennies. Enthusiasts who pursue full-date sets or focus on Philadelphia issues recognize the importance of securing a high-quality 1953 example. Its fine grade ensures that the coin remains visually appealing, with sufficient detail to appreciate both Lincoln's portrait and the wheat ears on the reverse. Natural toning and slight color variations can enhance its uniqueness, making each coin slightly different from others of the same year and mint. From an investment standpoint, the 1953 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark in fine condition continues to perform well at auctions and private sales. Its value of approximately $250,000 underscores the demand for mid-20th century Lincoln pennies that have survived in collectible grades. Market interest is driven by both the historical significance of the coin and its rarity in higher circulated grades. ensuring that it remains a desirable piece for serious collectors and investors alike. In addition to its numismatic and financial appeal, this coin also represents a tangible piece of American history. The Lincoln Wheat Cent series commemorates Abraham Lincoln's legacy and reflects the artistic and cultural sensibilities of its time. Owning a 1953 penny allows collectors to connect with a pivotal era in American coinage and enjoy a piece of history that has passed through countless hands over more than 6 decades. In conclusion, the 1953 Lincoln Wheat penny, without a mint mark in circulated fine condition, is a rare and highly sought-after collector coin. Its classic design, historical significance, and scarcity in higher circulated grades contribute to a remarkable market value of around $250,000. With its enduring appeal among collectors and investors, this coin represents an important and tangible link to America's past and remains a cornerstone of any serious Lincoln Wheat penny collection.